Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. I'm Sarah. On today's video, we are going to be learning how to draft female trousers or pants. If that's something you're interested in, come with me and let's get started. Also, do not forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Thank you. Here we have our paper, and I'm just going to go ahead and rule lines across. So the line that I'm ruling right now is my hip line, and I'm just going to go ahead and also do that from my knee line. So you want to mark the difference from your waist to your hip and from your hip to your knee. And then you go ahead and get the full length of whatever you want your trouser pants to be. For me here, I have 43, and I'm just going to go ahead and mark it out. I'm also going to be adding 1 inch later for the hemming allowance. I've gone ahead to label this, and I'm just going to go ahead to get my crotch measurement. So what I do sometimes is get my hip measurement and divide that by 4. Whatever I get, I'll also divide that by 4 and add 1 inch to get what I'm going to use for my crotch measurement. So for me here, I have 3.25, and that's what I'll be using for this. And I'm just going to go ahead and outline that as well, just so I know where my crotch line is. And I'm going to go ahead now and mark out where my hip measurement is. That's the circumference of my hip. Divide that by 4, and I'll just mark it out here on the hip line, on the crotch line, and also on the knee line. I'm going to go ahead and also mark this out on the waistline, which is literally the top of my paper, and I'm going to go ahead to put all these dots together. I'm going to go on my crotch line now, and I'm going to measure what I have there. I'm just going to measure here. I have 11, so I'm going to divide that by 2, and whatever I get, I would mark it out on the crotch line over the hip line that we already created. If you don't understand what I'm saying, please watch what I'm doing. Thank you. And I also added 1 inch, which made it like 3 inches. So there's that, and I'm just going to make a curve from the crotch line to meet the hip line, just like this. And for me right now, I'm going to go ahead to eliminate the dart line because I don't need it. So I'm going to go in by 1 inch, and I'm going to go from that point to the new crotch that we just created now, and that 1 inch that I went in by on the waistline will go ahead and eliminate that dart line for me. So from that line, I'm going to go ahead and mark out my waistline divided by 4, and I will just go ahead and make a curve from that point to the hip line, like so. We're going to go ahead now and measure what we have completely from the beginning to the end of the crotch line, and we're going to divide that by 2. And you don't have to use your calculator. Sometimes you can just go ahead and pinch your tape like this, and it will tell you what you need to know. I have what I'm supposed to get, and I'm just going to go ahead now, place my tape back as it was, and mark out what the midpoint is. For me here, it's 7, so I'm going to mark it out. And the midpoint here is going to also be called an apex line. Some people call it a green line, but I feel it's just an apex line as well. And I'm going to do the same on my knee line. I'm going to put these points now together, and this will help in the measurement of both sides of the trouser. Now if you're making a palazzo, you don't really need this as much because palazzo is basically free, but since we're making a penciled female, more or less like a pencil female trouser, we're going to need accurate measurements on both sides. So on the knee line I went in by 1 inch, and then from that 1 inch I'm going to go ahead and use my curved rule to take it from that line all the way up to the crotch line, just like I have here, and our pants is coming together. So from that line I'm going to measure what we have here and also mark it on the other side of the line. So what I'm saying is, from that 1 inch line that we went in by, I'm going to go ahead and measure from that 1 inch line to the apex line, and whatever I have I will place on the apex line to get to the other line. I'll go ahead and mark it. So yeah, we have 6 on the other side and I'm marking 6 on this other side. So I'm going to go ahead and use my ruler and just make a line from that point now to the crotch line, and you see how simple this is. I'm going to go ahead and label this apex because yeah, I'm going to also extend this apex line or green line like it's called all the way down to the length line. I'm going to go ahead and mark it out as it is, and then go ahead and mark out what the mid is, right? And I'll just extend it all the way to the lower part. So we're going to go ahead now and place our ruler and just mark from bottom to top or from top to bottom, whichever you wish. And the next thing you're going to do is go ahead and measure your heel, like the circumference of your heel, and then you go and divide that by 2. So here I have 3.5, so mark out 3.5 on both sides, and just go ahead and use my straight rule to make a line from the knee line all the way down. And that is it for the front pattern. Actually, that's not everything. I'm going to go ahead now and mark out 1/2 inch from the side front. I'm just going to go ahead and mark out 1/2 inch all the way through, and then use my ruler to basically like put them together. So the 1/2 inch is going to help like give my pants more space, so I can walk with more space. So I know when I'm closing this, I'm closing it by 1/2 inch. That's what I'm doing here. And on the waistline, I'm going to go down from the center front by 1 inch, and I'm just going to make a line from that point to meet the side front, just like this. If you don't understand what I'm saying, again, you could just keep watching. I'm sure you'll get it. And yeah, that will be it for the front pattern. This actually helps to get rid of any bulge in the process of you like making it. You might have some bulge at the front part. This helps you get rid of it. You can also go down as much as 1.5, but I did 1 here. And we're going to go ahead and cut this now and see what it looks like afterwards. You see how I did not cut the 1 inch that I did for the slope is because we're going to be needing that. And here I'm just going to go ahead and cut in like 1/4 inch just to make a very fine slope at the crotch area. We're going to go ahead and cut out the back. So basically place your front pattern onto the back and just roll your crotch line, your hip line, and your waistline on the back pattern. What we're going to do here is come out by 3 inches. You can actually do 3.5 0.5, 3.5, depending on how big you are. If you're on the smaller size, you can go ahead and do 2. So on the crotch line, right, I came out by 3 inches, and then on the hip line I'm doing 2.25, and I'm also going to repeat that same 2.25 on the waistline. Go ahead and use my ruler to put everything together, and use my curved rule to make a curve where we have the curve for the crotch area. And on the crotch line, I'm just going to go down by 1/4 of an inch, and I'm going to smoothen that into the crotch line that we already have. This is just so we can eliminate any of those bulges both in front and at the back. And here I'm going to go up by 2 inches. And the reason why we're going up by 2 inches is so when we sit, our bum doesn't show. You know that very annoying trouser trick that everybody has? You use your shirt to cover it. This makes sure that that doesn't happen. So from the 2 inches here, I'm just going to measure out what my waist measurement is, which is 8, and I'm going to mark it out. But see how slanted my tape is? I'm going from the 2 inches to the top of the front pattern, and I'm just going to go ahead and mark out my 8-inch. I'm also going to be adding 1 inch here for my sewing allowance, and I'm going to go ahead and use my ruler to put everything together. I'm just going to go ahead and use my hip curve to connect it to my hip line. And I'm just going to go ahead and use my straight rule to connect from that 2 inches to where I now have my waist measurement. So I'm just going to go here and come out by 2.25, and I'm going to do that all the way to the bottom part. Now you don't have to do this part if you don't want it to be like really free at the bottom part. All you could just do is go from the crotch line, go all the way to the knee line. So basically the front and the back have the same. If you're hinting on making a pencil pants, the front and the back pattern for the length part will just go and be the same. So basically you take your crotch and just mark it into your knee line. That will be it for you, but since I want mine to be a little free, I'm just going to go ahead and add 1/2 inch on the side and 2/4 inch on the center. If you don't understand what I'm saying, again, watch what I'm doing. Yeah, so now that we've done that, both of them are the same length, basically, you know that already. So I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of this front pattern and then make my lines more visible. And this is what we have for the back pattern right now. I'm just smoothing some edges, and yeah, this is what we have for the back pattern. I'm just going to go ahead now and start to cut. You want to cut how I cut so you don't miss anything. So this is what we have for the back pattern right now. This is what we have for the front pattern. Now after I'm done doing all that, I'm going to go ahead and remove the 1 inch slope that we put in the front pattern. And there you have it, folks. This is what we have for the pants pattern. I hope you get to try this out for yourself, and I hope you get to love the process of making yours as much as I have enjoyed the process of making mine. I am going to be seeing you on the next video where I get to transfer this onto a fabric. Now, with that being said, y'all, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you'll be notified when I post a new video. Don't forget to love yourself because I love you. Bye.